Hello, welcome back, and right now we are going to give a background color to this and bottom radius because we want to make this as this input field. So let's open up the Style.css file, and inside the Style.css file search for input text here, and we need to grab the div element. So this is the class of this element. As you can see, this is the input text field. So here we are going to add a background. So we will be adding the background color of hash f0, f2 and f5. Save the file, and for the border radius we are going to add 20 pixels, and we're gonna add a padding of 10 pixels and 12 pixels. So let's save the file and let's refresh it. As you can see, is given the color, but it doesn't give the border radius. So let's see what happened. Oh, sorry, we haven't add the radius here. So let's say radius, and now refresh the page. As you can see, is given the border radius to this element. So we haven't add the question mark, and here is the question mark, but we haven't added here. So let's add the question mark. So here we want our element to be positioned in a side by side like we have done it here. So what we are going to do here, we are going to make this cpost input wrap a flex container, and that will be our flex item, and the flex item will be side by side because the flex direction property is set to row, and whenever we make a flex container, the flex item will be always affected to the flex direction default property. So we'll add flex, and the flex direction property will be already applied to this flex items, and in our case the flex direction property is set to row, so we don't need to put the row value. So when we refresh the page, you can see the element is now side by side, but the element is not in a full size. So what we are going to do here, we are going to add a flex 1 to our input text field. So here we are going to add another class. So we'll say cpost, let's say input, and we will say flex 1, and let's refresh the page. As you can see, is given the 100% width because we have given the cpost input wrap, which is the parent div of this input text field. So now the element is stretched to our desired position. So let's add a little bit padding to the left side, and what we want to select here, we want to select the cpost input, which is the wrapper for the input text field which we have created. So what we are going to do here, we are going to call the cpost input. Let's say here we want to add it because it is above the input text. So we'll say cpost input, and we are going to say padding left is, let's say, 7 pixels. Refresh the page. I think that's much better. So one last thing we are going to do here, we are going to change the color of this text to this color, and in order to do that, we are going to add a class to this spawn element. So let's create a class, and here let's say placeholder, and this placeholder will be the placeholder for the spawn element, and that will change the font size and the color as well. So we'll say font size of 16 pixels, and the color value of hash 999. Let's save the file, and let's add this placeholder class to our spawn element. So add a class, of placeholder, paste it, remove the dot, and save the file and refresh the page. As you can see, it's now changed the color as we want. So as you can see, we have changed the color of the text using the class. So that's it for now, and see you in the next lecture.